there, comic community. Welcome back to Oh Brother Comics. Today, we're going to be giving you our 10 and 10 video, which is the video where we take 10 books that came out this last Wednesday and we go ahead and let you know what we thought about them. Well, we try and do this in 10 minutes or less, so without any other wasting of time, let's get right to this list. Matt, you're up first, brother. What do you got for us?
What's up, everyone? The first comic book that we will be talking about on this review is 10 Years to Death #1 by Aftershock Comics. The writer is Aaron Douglas and the artist is Cliff Richard. All right, this issue was really cool. It was eerie, it was tense, the storytelling was absolutely magnificent, the art was gritty and felt perfect for the whole vibe. This was a long issue and a one-shot, and so we won't be getting any more of that, but with this story alone, it made me really interested in checking out Aaron Douglas's other works that he has written. It was that good. Yeah, if all of Aaron Douglas's work is as good as this one, I've been sleeping and I need to wake up. I need to check this guy out. It was a really awesome book. I give it an avid 4.2. Totally great in every way.
And for our next book, we decided to go with Unborn #1. It's written by Frank Gogol and art is by Ev Cantata. Now, Frank has written books like Dead End Kids, which was such an awesome story. And in this new book, Unborn, we follow a group that is in like a cryostasis, and they are sent out into the universe to go collect and mine energy for their civilization back home. Now, this story definitely reminded me of like a retelling of Alien, because in this they end up encountering a hostile alien species, but there's a twist because they are able to reanimate dead things. Essentially, it doesn't really matter what it is. If it's died, they can reanimate it, and so now it's like aliens meets zombies kind of thing. It was an interesting start to the story. I rated it a 3.3 out of 5. I am interested to see where the story continues, so I will be picking up this next book.
All right, first up for me is Soulstream #1 by Scoot Comics. Now, this is the young readers brand of Scout Comics. This is written and illustrated by Saida Wolf. So this is just a cute story for young readers. The premise of the story is really solid. The dialogue and art is geared towards kids, so it's simple and easy to understand. If you have kids, and especially if they like RPG or fantasy style games, and you want to get them started in comics, then this is definitely a good issue to start with. I am going to read this again with my younger kids just to see what they think. I rated this at a 3.2 out of 5.
The next book we'll be talking about is Lock and Key, The Sandman Universe, Hell and Gone #2 with a collaboration from DC and IDW. The writer is Joe Hill and the artist is Gabriel Rodriguez. This issue was absolutely fantastic. It was another book that was about 50 pages. We get an awesome main character named Mary, who is an absolute badass, who's going to hell to save her brother from the devil. It has a very like Dante's Inferno kind of feel to it, just in a very different way, if that makes any sense. But yeah, it was really good. We get the demon Etrigan, we get Death, we get Lucian, we get the Corinthian, and we get Lucifer, and we get so many more from the Sandman world. It was absolutely amazing. The art is amazing. It's very larger than life. The story is very in your face. Really loved it. I give this issue a very fanciful 4.6. Absolutely great, mind-blowing. I'd even say beautiful. It was that good, and this is my pick of the week. Go check it out.
And for the next book on our list, we decided to choose Something is Killing the Children #20. It's written by James Tynion and artist by Werther Dell'Edera. This book is always such a pleasure to read. James Tynion just captures such an amazingly beautiful style in his writing, and I just can't get enough of it. And with this book, we continue the story of Erica Slaughter and her initiation into the Order of St. George. With this book, we get a bit more information into the Order in like why their colored bandanas and masks are different and how they differentiate the different groups within the orders on what type of hunters they are. It was so cool to see these little breadcrumbs that Tynion is putting into each one of these issues, and I can't wait to get to the next one. I rated this a 4.2 out of 5. It's an amazing book. Guys, get on this if you haven't. It's so good, you're not going to be disappointed.
Up next for me is Thor #17 by Marvel Comics, written by Donny Cates and illustrated by Michelle Bandini. So I am blown away at how well Donny Cates is able to write so much emotion into his stories. There was very little action in this issue, but it was so deep and meaningful. And we get a little bit more insight into what's going on with Thor and why he's been so indifferent and just not like his normal self in this particular run. And this is by far my favorite ongoing series at the moment, and I cannot recommend picking this up enough. This is definitely my pick of the week, and I rated it at a 4.2 out of 5.
All right, the next book we will be talking about is Deja Thors versus John Carter of Mars #3 by Dynamite. The artist is Dan Abnett, and the artist is Alessandro Miracolo. This book was really, really cool. I never read anything on Deja Thors or John Carter in the past, but this book really got me curious. It was fast, it was all action, the art was splendid. I'm a huge fan of 80s and 90s action movies, and this comic book had just that kind of feel to it, that kind of vibe to it, with the writing and the attitude and the story in itself. I give this book a masterly 3-4. I really want to catch up on these characters and the story, and I look forward to more.
And for our next book, we decided to go with Department of Truth #13. Now, this is another James Tynion book and artist by Martin Simmons. This book was my pick of the week. It was so good and so many twists and turns that I have really been looking forward to in this conspiracy book. In it, we get more story of Hawk and how he's tied in with Black Hat, but then he's got conspiracies about Lee Harvey Oswald and why he's been working with Cole to teach him all this stuff, because he's like this chosen one that's going to be able to really just bring all the corruption and conspiracy behind these groups. It was such a crazy read. You think that you know what's going on, and then he just twists it around on you on the next page. I can't wait until we get this next issue. It is definitely starting to pick up. Again, my pick of the week, rated 4.6 out of 5 this week, guys. It was so good.
Last up for me is Gun Honey #1 by Titan Comics, written by Charles Ardai and illustrated by Ang-Ho Kang. So this story is very good. It's very well written and the art is amazing. The main character, Joanna, is an arms dealer of sorts. She provides the weapons in locations where weapons are hard to get in. So like private compounds, yachts, places where guards would screen you and pat you down. And she receives a proposition to work for the government, which she promptly turns down, but that might have been a little too quick. So I really enjoyed the story and will definitely be picking up issue #2 just to see where it's headed. I rated this at a 3.8 out of 5.
The final book that we will be talking about today is Human Remains #1 by Vault Comics. The writer is Peter Milligan and the artist is Sally Cantorino. The first couple of pages of this book left me dumbstruck. I was like, literally like, what? Like it was as I was reading it. This book is nothing like I could ever imagined it would be, and I totally loved it. We have monsters hunting individuals that experience a high emotional state. And it's just a really fun story, man. Like there's like a lot going on. The writer seems like he's putting out like a lot of like statements and messages, but it's not like in a preachy way or in an off-putting way. Just in a really fun storytelling in a very clever, thrilling kind of way. And most importantly, very entertaining. I think this will be a really well-written run. I look forward to seeing how this unfolds and how it concludes. I can't even guess it, but I'm really, really into it. I give this issue a Thunderstruck 3.6. I really encourage everyone to pick it up and read it and just kind of form your own thoughts on it. I think it's a really cool book.
Well, guys, that's going to do it for this week's 10 and 10. We hope you all enjoyed this list we put together, as well as the reviews that we gave on them. And hopefully we didn't miss any books that you were really into this week. If we did, please leave us a comment down below and let us know what those books are, because we'd love to talk to you about them. Guys, thanks again for watching. While you're at it, hit that like and subscribe button, because we're going to be bringing more content out directly to you guys here soon. All right, guys, you guys have a great weekend. Be safe. We'll see you all next week.